What was your favorite memory from Tough Enough, or if you have one? So I know we talked about the negatives, the injury, and the other outside influences, but did you have one favorite memory or something that stuck out to you the most that was a positive?
Yeah, I have a few. I have a few. All those good moments that I had with Booker T, with Trish Stratus, like when she was like that moment that Trish Stratus like said to me, I want like that she wanted to wrestle me. I was like, what?
Yeah.
Hell yeah! Like I'm doing something right. I think thank you, Jesus. That
Right.
and also and being able to interact with Austin. Like I try to keep it really to myself, but
Yeah.
he was
Yeah.
my favorite growing up. You know what I mean? Like I try to
Right.
like keep it professional, be a professional, and I try to keep that contained as much as possible in all of our interactions. But he was my favorite. So on a fan standpoint, that was awesome. That was amazing. And then also on a professional standpoint as well, that was awesome because I did, just I learned as well, like a lot from him as well. So though, just I take those very as positives for sure.
Before I pass it to my partner, I got one more question because I know we talked a lot and you stressed a lot about being a female in a male dominated industry. So I know you've answered this question, but I want to kind of get a little more specific with you. So one
Yeah.
of my favorite matches of yours, is favorite storylines, was with you and that Helico and Lucha Underground. And of course, you had the intergender match, and it was Son of Havoc as a special guest referee. And
Uh-huh.
I know you said you were talking and you said it's tricky doing intergender matches because of how it can be perceived based on the reality of how it's supposed to look. But
Mm-hmm.
I also know you said that you prefer working with males because that's how you were brought up. So can you kind of explain a little more for people who don't think that it will work on a mainstream level? Because we have seen it. Now, I understand your side of it too, where you have to make it look a certain way. But I think that WWE, AEW, some of these bigger mainstream shows, it can work, but there's a lot of people who are still very much against it. As somebody who's actually been in it and doesn't mind it, give your side of, intergender wrestling. Do you think
Mm-hmm.
it can make its way mainstream again?
Uh, I think even though, because for me, I feel like that's our challenge as performers to find the way to make things work. Like and in pro wrestling, you can make anything work. Like there's so many different possibilities and so many different ways to go about something to make it work that that it's not possible. It's always possible to make something work. It's always possible. You just have to find a way. Um, Now, even with that, I still feel it's something that shouldn't be something like all the time, all the time, all the time
Right.
to happen all the time like it's normal, like it's nothing. Like I feel like, it's definitely something that is like way more special, obviously. And I understand the whole thing of domestic violence, how people bring it to
Yeah.
stuff like that as well. Even even being a female that has been involved in
Yeah.
has been in those situations in real life as well. Like I can completely understand those things as well. But I feel it can work. I feel it can again, if it's treated delicately and treated right and done right, it can definitely work. It can definitely be something impactful in many different ways. But I do agree that it shouldn't be something that happens all the time. Like just to throw away, like it's just like intergender all the time, all the time, all the time. Like it takes away, especially if they don't do it right. Like
Yeah.
in the sense of like keeping the reality aspect there. Um, but that's my opinion.